Hello everyone, welcome to this code walkthrough of the online car sale website. In this video, I will explore each pages of the website, examining the HTML, CSS and JavaScript involved and understand how everything integrates to create a functional car sale platform. Let's dive right in. This is the home page I have created. So basically here is the company logo which says it's online car sale, and this is the photo for the company logo, and these are some of the buttons I have used, like home, seller registration, seller login. These are the buttons, and here's the brief description about my company, and I have used some of the photos which makes my homepage more attractive here, which keeps shuffling all the time. So let's dive into the code. So this is the homepage code, which has includes the company logo, which is here I have previously shown, and these are the buttons which I have shown through, and this is the paragraph which I have written about my car selling website, and these are the images which keep shuffling every time in the box. And this is the JavaScript part for my images that keep shuffling every time. The slideshow function manages the slideshow, changing images every 4 seconds. It hides all slides initially and then displays the current slides, looping back to the first slide when it reaches the end. So moving on to the next page, which is seller registration page. So basically this is the seller registration page. It contains the initial company logo here, and I have included the name, address, phone number, email, username and password to be registered as a seller. So if we click right here in the box, initially it is white. If we click here, it turns into yellow, and if we write something and move on, then that's it turns again back into white. And then we type in the address, we go for the phone number, we type in the email, which is absolutely should be written in the correct format, which I have included in my code. So typing onto the username, and for the password I have written some criteria for setting up the password. Like if you enter the hit, it says password must be 6 to 10 characters long and include alphabets, number and special characters, which are this. So including all those criterias, I have given it a certain type of password. And then if we just hover on the register button, if we just hover on the registration button here, it turns into blue color. So if we hit register, it says registration successful, and that's done. So moving on to the code part of the registration, the HTML structure includes fields for name, address, phone number, email, username and password, a registration form with a submit button, here, and these are all the name, address, phone number and everything. So this is it. And moving into the JavaScript part of this one, so this is the JavaScript part for the registration validation form. So I have used the get element by id code, which first take the user's name, address, phone number, email, username and password, and it validates that if all fields are filled, then it will be all good. Then if it's not filled, then it will return the alert all field must be filled out. Similarly for the password, I have make some criteria which should be fulfilled, otherwise it will display that password must be 6 to 10 character long, or username should only contain alphabet, no number or special characters are allowed, something like that. So this is for the registration part, everything. So moving on to the next part, which is the seller login page. For the seller login page, I have included the username and password. So typing in the username and then the same kind of the password which I have used before. So if we hit login, it says login successful, and then here appears the add a car section, which asks for the make of the car, the model of the car, the year of manufacturing, the mileage of the car, location and price. If we hit add a car, it says car added successfully. So moving on to the code part of the seller login page. So here is the seller login page. This page handles both the login and adding a car function. Sellers can log in to access the add car form. Two section login form and add car form are initial and the add car form which is initially hidden. So this is the login part here which asks for the username and the password, and this is the add car function which is initially hidden, and I can show you from here. Add car function. Oh, I think I have written just right here. Add car function. Yeah, style display known, which means it is initially hidden, and then after all that, after we input username and password, it is revealed. So moving on to the JavaScript part, login form validation. Ensures username contains value, alphabets, and password address to the specified rules. And after everything is done, then after this everything is successfully done, then it will display the 8 car section, and 8 car section which will again use the get element by id to ask the make, model, year, mileage, location, and price. If all the fields are required are given, then it will say car added successfully, and if you hit the submit button. So moving on to the next page, which is search page basically. So here I have made the car model, something like that, and if we enter the location, it will search for cars. So the code is very simple for this part. Same the company logo here, the home button, seller button, every button here, and this is the search car section which I basically ask for the car model here, car model, car location, and if you hit the submit button, it will initiate the search. And then moving on to the about section. So basically about a section clarifies. So basically about all section clarifies and provides information about the company. It includes business name, office main location, phone number, email, and staff members. So where I have kept myself as the CEO of the car selling website, and my sales manager is Robert Tony Jr. So moving on to the coding part of the about section. So basically everything is same like before, and I have included S2 for about S, which keeps it a little bit more larger in text size, and paragraph tag for writing all the contents here, and image tag for including my image and my sales manager image. So moving on to the css coding part. So for the general styles, the body has a font family of Arial with a light gray background color and dark text for readability. Line height is said to be 1.6 to improve the text readability. And moving on to the header and navigation section. Moving on to the header and navigation section. The header has a dark background color with the white text and center context. The logo image is centered and has a maximum width of 100 pixel. Navigation links are styled. With white text and no underline, turning gray on hover for better visibility, which turns into gray while hovering on for the better visibility. So moving on to the responsive design styles. Just a second. Responsive design styles. Yeah, here, which adjust the header image size, navigation layout, and form elements for smaller skins to ensure the site is mobile friendly too. So slideshow, container, and images. And last but not least, the slideshow container, which I have included in my homepage section. It ensures that the slideshow to is centered with a fixed width and height, rounded corners, and a shadow for visual appeal. And I have included images inside that. And the slides are styled to cover the entire container with the round camera, and they keep shuffling. And I have included the code right here. I have already, I think, described in the homepage. Yeah, I have already described, which keep changing every 4 seconds. So moving on to the main content area. The main content area, it is centered with padding and a maximum width of 100 pixel and a white background. It also includes a subtle shadow for a lifted effect. Headings are styled with a color of hashtag 333 for contrast, and paragraphs having consistent margins. And moving on to the font styles here. Forms are styled using grid layout to space out from form elements neatly. Inputs and buttons. Inputs are given padding, border styling, and rounded corners. Button have a background color that changes on hover for better interactivity. It changes on hover, and the background color become hashtag 55 and 5. So here's some additional styling for interactive elements: dynamic input and button styling. Inputs have a yellow background color when focused, which can be adjusted for better visual feedback. Button hover. The button hover effect changes the background color to light blue, though this may need adjusting for consistency. So moving on to the staff section. Staff images are displayed in responsive grid layout with rounded corners, making the staff section visually appealing, which I have already included in about a section. And then moving on to the dynamic content function to handle input, focus, and blur events for dynamic styling. It handle input focus sets the event background color to yellow when an input field is focused. Handle input blur, this part. Handle input blur, so reset the background color to white when the input field loses focus, just like this one. When I entered this one, it turned into something like this, and it turned into white when it loses the focus. And that's it. And handle button hover changes the button background to light blue when hovered over. Handle light blue, yeah, this one function, it changes to light blue color when hovered, like this one. If I hover over this one, it changes it into light blue color. That's it. And handle button mouse out, reset the button background color to dark gray when the mouse moves out. Reset the background color to dark gray when the mouse moves out, like this one. If I put it here, it turns into light blue. If I move out, then it turns into gray color, dark gray color. Event listeners are added to all buttons to apply these hover effects. Thank you for listening to me. That's all about my code, and this is my last overview of my website. This is the home page, seller registration, seller login, shortcuts, about us. Thank you. That's it.